Big Buddha here in Phuket has been closed since August 2024, but it has now finally reopened to the public. So today we're going to take a look and see what it's like now. So I've just arrived, I've parked up the bike and we're going to take a wander around and see how Big Buddha is looking after its reopening. It reopened on the 3rd of March 2026 and today is the 6th of March. Now of course it was closed due to the tragic landslide. There was an official investigation and they closed the site. There was talk that the site could possibly be removed here from Big Buddha Mountain because of safety concerns and safety issues. It looks like I've come the wrong way. I've got to squeeze through the barriers from the bike car park. I should have gone straight over, but we can get through and then walk into the site. There's several car parking areas now because when it was closed they opened this side section. I did cover it on previous videos. You couldn't actually go into the site. You had limited access to the actual Big Buddha statue, but now it is fully open. And this site has always been free, so I'll be interested to see whether there's any charges now on Big Buddha or not, because this is totally funded by a donation. So this whole site has been built by public donations. And the Big Buddha statue itself stands 45 meters tall and it is built out of Burmese marble. Now of course, like any religious sites, you need to pay attention to the dress code and wear appropriate clothing because this is a viewpoint and a religious site. So please pay attention to that. You're not allowed to wander around in bikinis and very skimpy attire. Very impressive landmark here in Phuket, a very famous one as well, and I'm glad to see that it has finally reopened. Of course, the tragic event, the landslide, did claim 13 lives and 19 people were injured also in that event, which was caused by very heavy rains, and it triggered a landslide on the far side of where we are now. And there were a lot of safety concerns about this site, so I'll be interested to see the new safety measures that they've implemented, because apparently there are new safety measures in place now. So as a tourist, if you want to come, or even as an expat, if you want to come and pay your respects to Buddha, you can do that here. In this section here, if it's still the same, there is a project on display showing the whole site and how it will look when it is finally finished. In fact, I think it's not this section, it's the one over the back, unless it's been moved. It used to be here, but of course things change. But let's go and have a look at Big Buddha first, and also taking some views. Fantastic weather today, look at it. Beautiful, really, really hot. It's going to be a fantastic day, and of course this site offers 360 degrees of the island views wise. You've got Chalong Bay to the one side, and then the other side you've got Kata and Karon. So a great place to come and take some pictures with the family. And got some seating over there as well that you can sit and relax. Let's have a quick look at the view and you'll get some idea. A little bit hazy, I can see. But that down there is Chalong Bay, and then the other side over there as we go around is Kata and Karon, and of course the beautiful statue, Big Buddha, very impressive indeed. Wow, still looking fantastic. The grounds look nice and clean, I see. I can see some people have taken their shoes off, but I don't think you have to take your shoes off. to actually walk up. I'm guessing the people that have removed the shoes are the Thai people that are coming to pay their respects. But you don't actually have to remove your shoes in this section of Big Buddha. There are areas, of course, that you will, so be mindful of that. Whew. I can feel that sun. Whoa, burning down. Let's just take in what we can see from this level of Big Buddha before we go all the way up. Bit of a shame that there's some haze. On a day when it's really clear, the views are certainly spectacular from here. Now I've come nice and early this morning because the sun's going to be very warm today, so once 11-12 o'clock comes, that's when you really feel it in the sun. If you're going to visit these sites or any sites around Phuket, especially in March, because it's one of the hottest months, certainly the driest month, March is the best time to visit Phuket because we normally not have any rain at all in March, and it's normally like this, like it is today, blue skies and sunshine. But having said that, if you're going to visit sites, then I would suggest you do it early in the morning or late in the afternoon, not in the middle of the day, because trust me, the sun can be brutal over here. It can be very hot. And there's a little bit of a breeze, so the sun can be deceiving as well. That it's actually hotter than it feels, and you can quickly get burnt. So you can see lots of various statues. Nat's not with me today to tell me all the details about these different statues. There's several different types of Buddha. Depending on when your birthday falls is the particular Buddha that you can pay your respects to. Nat has a certain one that she goes to, but you can pay your respects to all of them, of course, if you want. Very impressive indeed, wow. And the grounds are quite extensive. Now, the reopening took place very quietly indeed. In fact, I haven't seen anything on the mainstream media as regards the reopening of this famous landmark here in Phuket. I'm not quite sure why that is. I've actually seen that it's been reopened on social media, you know, TikTok and places like that, Facebook. Shorts, people been posting saying Big Buddha's reopened, and then I saw on one outlet a mention of it, but it hasn't been well publicised. Why that is, I'm not quite sure. Whether it's to do with the ongoing case, the safety investigation, again, I don't know, because I haven't heard any conclusive conclusion to that investigation, and they haven't said what exactly is the outcome of their findings, whether the site was at fault or not, because that's one of the reasons why the site was closed. So if you happen to know, then drop it down in the comment section down below. Let me know if you have seen some posts regarding that case. I may have missed it, of course. I don't always sit in front of my computer looking at social media and news outlets, so of course I may have missed it, and there may have been something there. But there's plenty of these little places where you can find around Big Buddha and just take some pictures, some nice views as well. What have we got here? Kata, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, looks like Kata down there. So a great little spot to come and take some pics. But of course, do have a look around the whole site, because there are different areas. If you want to go and get a blessing from one of the monks, you can do that for a small contribution. That's what they normally sort of require. Again, if Nat was here, she could tell me roughly how much you would have to sort of, you don't have to, but it's polite to give a donation. So let's have a quick look up here. Don't know what this is now, but the site looks like it hasn't really changed much since I last filmed it a few years ago. It's very similar to how it was, but it is open and ready for the public. There's another viewpoint there. It's going to give the same vantage as what we've saw. So drop some comments down below. Let me know your thoughts. Are you planning on coming and seeing Big Buddha during your stay here in Phuket? It is very famous, very well known, and worth coming and seeing. I must add that it is well worth your time to come up here. It is up a very steep hill, mountain if you want to call it that, and the road at times is not great. We're going to go down this way rather than back down the Buddha steps, because there's several ways up and several ways down, and again more places to take some pictures. And I think this takes you into the hall where they have the project all laid out, the Big Buddha project, showing how it should look when it's finally built, because it's been being built for many years now. You can see the views there. Noticed a sign there just as we walk past, do not feed the monkeys, and that is very good advice. A few people have been bitten just lately. It's been on social media. The monkeys here can be very nasty. Stay away from them. Honestly, they're not cute, and I know some people want to take photos with them, but if you get bitten by a monkey, you need to seek a medical treatment straight away. Don't leave it, because you can catch some nasty diseases from them. And it has been over the media lately about various people, content creators, getting bit and then going to hospital, and when they've been visiting the islands and different areas where the monkeys inhabit. There are some monkeys around the Big Buddha site. I haven't actually seen any today. Now, of course, this is where you can come and pay your respects to Buddha and also get a blessing from one of the monks. Now, the project used to be, as I said when we first came, in there, but it's been moved and it looks like it's here now. And this is how it's going to look when it's finally completed, I think. I don't think there's anywhere else now. There was a bigger area before, I'm sure there was. I might be mistaken, but I'm sure they were showing future expansions. However, that may have changed now because of obviously the situation with the site being closed. There was an investigation partly to do with land encroachment by this site, because obviously they're only allowed to build in certain areas, and there was mention or talk that they'd expanded beyond what they were originally allowed to build on. So maybe that could be why they haven't got the full project out now. Maybe that's a question mark. I don't know. If you do know, again, drop some comments down below. I have done a quick search this morning and yesterday regarding the site, but again, information at the moment seems to be limited. I don't know why that is, not quite sure, but yeah, let me know. And that is Big Buddha. So finally it is now back open to the public. I hope you've enjoyed this look around the site, and I encourage you to come and take a look. It's a free attraction. You don't have to pay to come in. Of course, if you want to give a donation, then please do. That can be of any amount. You can even pay to have a piece of marble, so you sort of sponsor the site. The Burmese marble that they use, there is an area where you can go and buy a tile that they put on the Big Buddha site, and you can have your name put against that. So that's a nice little touch. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. Of course, check out the description down below, and I guess that's it for today. If you've enjoyed it, then give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll speak to you very soon. I eat, I ride, I explore. Until next time, I'll see you soon.